Australia's new Education Minister wants more overseas international students to come and stay longer in Australia. Australia's new Education Minister, Jason Clare, has been outlining this week the huge drops in overseas students in the wake of the pandemic. His comments are highlighting a 24% drop in the number of Chinese arrivals. In his recent comments, reported on Newswires, Education Minister Jason Clare wants to see the numbers recover, and he also wants more international students to stay and live in Australia after they've finished university. Education Minister Clare, quote, "We train them here, we skill them up. Where we have got all the skills shortages, they are chronic across the Australian economy at the moment. It makes sense to encourage them to stay longer." Only 16% of overseas students stayed behind after finishing their studies. Education Minister Jason Clare also commented that only 16% of overseas students stayed behind to live in Australia after finishing their studies. The Education Minister also said that he was planning to other education ministers overseas in the coming weeks to see if more young people from their countries could come to Australia and study. It's fair to say the COVID pandemic has smashed international student numbers throughout the last 2 years, and it's great to see Australia's government taking a proactive approach to make sure that international students know they're more than welcome to come back and resume their studies or take up new courses in Australia. G'day and welcome to this International Student Live produced by Wise Words Media. Wise Words Media is always looking for great stories about international students in Melbourne, and we're always keen to share any story of any student here that we think might be helpful to those. You might be currently overseas just trying to decide whether to come to Australia. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you soon. This International Student Life is produced by Wise Words Media. This episode contains nil paid promotion. All information in this episode is taken from sources available to the public in the public domain. Wise Words Media accepts no responsibility for any errors or omissions of information in this episode.